What is up, guys? One Piece chapter 833 was crazy. We got to see Sanji's backstory. We got to see how he was treated as a child growing up within the Vinsmoke family. Wow, I mean, he's went through so much stuff, so much abuse, and so I can understand why he has so much hatred towards his family, towards his father. I completely understand his perspective now. His father abused him. His siblings abused him and picked on him. They locked him up in a cell. They locked him in a helmet so he couldn't escape the cell. They just brutalized him as a child. His father doesn't give one fuck about him. Basically, from what I can understand, the father sees pretty much all of his children as nothing but pawns. But really, Sanji, because he's the useless pawn in this situation. Well, he was the useless pawn, but now he really needs him to marry Big Mom's Mary Pudding, so it can give him some political clout, some military clout, some more pull, because he's trying to rule the North Blue, I believe. So he sees nothing. He sees Sanji as nothing but a pawn, nothing but a means to an end. All Sanji has ever wanted to do since he was a child is just live his life, help others, cook. He had his own passions, his own ideals, and they just so happen to completely go against what his family, specifically his father, wanted. And so they see him as a useless pawn. They see him as a dud, as his father called them. They see him as just trash, really. And from Sanji's perspective, I can understand why he would not want to have anything to do with them. So this chapter starts off with Yanji, and Yanji's being held by one of the German 66 members. Apparently him and Sanji had a fight, and Sanji got the better of him. Sanji beat his ass, and so his little headgear piece, whatever, is like bashed in, and the German 66 equipment manager or scientist, whatever he is, he's helping out Yanji repair that. And Yanji's just like in complete and utter shock at how much stronger Sanji has gotten since they've been children. Then we move on to the fight between Sanji and his father. The fight was really good. I really enjoyed it. Sanji's father is a bitch. He's a bitch. I mean, there's no other way to put it. He can't fight fair. He can't fight one-on-one. He had to sacrifice one of his soldiers to get a hit on Sanji. Like, I feel like if this was a one-on-one fight between Sanji and his father would lose. His father's also shocked at how much stronger Sanji has gotten. So he actually said that Sanji, I can't believe that you, he basically said, I can't believe you of all people have haki. He's really shocked at how developed Sanji is as a fighter. I'm really disappointed about the fight between Sanji and his father. Sanji's father had to use dirty tactics and tools and technology and shit to win the fight. And so I'm not impressed by that. He had to use the rocket boosters on his feet. Then he has this, he's using this electrical thing, I think, inside of the sphere to fight Sanji. Then he had to sacrifice his own soldiers. So Sanji's father is weak. I mean, it's no other way to put it. Sanji's father is weak. We get flashbacks here and there through this chapter of Sanji when he was a child. He's being picked on by his younger siblings. They basically call him trash and worthless because he's trying to feed animals, he's trying to help animals, and he doesn't want to fight, he wants to cook. His father's basically like, you're useless, I don't want nothing to do with you, you're trash, you don't put out the qualities and the characteristics that royalty is supposed to have, so I don't want anything to do with you. Here is his father's exact words. It's clear as day that you'll be useless as a warrior in the future. I have no obligation to help you, and I see no worth in raising you either. Damn! I can't. Damn! Damn! You're nothing but a stain, a disgrace to our family name. Damn! Let's talk about the fight between Sanji and his father for a minute. The fight was overall entertaining, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it, but at the same time, I expected Sanji's father to be stronger than that. Like, he relied heavily on his technology, his rocket booster boots, his sword, I mean not his sword, his spear that can conduct and shoot out electricity. He relies heavily on gadgets and tricks, and he had to sacrifice one of his own men in order to even hit Sanji. Like, I guess you could say I kind of overestimated Sanji's father. I thought he would rely heavily on haki. He's actually shocked that Sanji has haki. I just feel like he's weak. I mean, he's weak. He's low tier. Anybody that needs gadgets to fight, anybody that needs tricks, anybody that needs to sacrifice somebody else to win a fight is, in my opinion, is a bitch. He's weak. I have no doubt that Sanji can beat his father one-on-one in a fair fight. I could be wrong. We haven't seen a lot of his abilities, but he doesn't seem to have a lot of his own personally developed qualities and skills. Like, so Sanji's father used this dirty tactic where as though he took a spear, he stabbed it through one of his soldiers, and he was able to shock Sanji into unconsciousness. And to me, that's a bitch ass move. That's a bitch ass move, but it worked evidently, because in the next page we have Sanji waking up and he's being treated by his sister. His father's talking about the allegiance with Big Mom, and he pretty much wants to use Sanji as a pawn. He's trying to gain more power to his group, and his exact words were, "It's true that I would love to have someone as powerful as Big Mom as an ally. However, despite it being a marriage, I refuse to hand over one of my precious sons to that mentally deranged woman." And that's when it struck me. That's right, yes, now that I think about it, I have an extra dud lying around somewhere. I can't believe you call Sanji an extra dud, but you are to serve as a means to an end, Sanji, nothing, no more. Basically, he wants to just use Sanji as a pawn, a political pawn technically, to gain more power to his movement and to his organization. That's pretty much it. He doesn't give a fuck about Sanji. He never has. He sees him as useless. He sees him as a disgrace because he doesn't show the characteristics that royalty should show. Pretty much not giving a fuck and being evil. So I understand why Sanji wants nothing to do with him. Just so we're both clear, I still and never will see a fool like you as a son of mine. Not in the slightest. So at the end of the chapter, we have Sanji and his father put him in these slave handcuffs, and he's basically saying, look, if you try to escape us, we're probably going to kill you before you can even get out. But if you so happen to manage to get out, your hands are going to get blown off. Because remember earlier on in the fight, Sanji was talking about his hands are his most precious gift. Like, he loves to use his hands to cook, to help people, to prepare meals. And so he put the handcuffs on him as basically a threat. Like, look, do what we say, or we're going to blow off your most precious gifts, which are your hands that you use to cook. Again, another bitch ass move by his father. I'm disappointed in his father's character, but his father is really evil. His family is really evil. Like, I'm glad we got a chance to see Sanji's background, to see why he developed into the kind of character he is, why he became the person that he is today, and why he wants nothing to do with his family. I actually have I've gained a lot more clarity and respect for Sanji behind this chapter, because he was willing to separate himself from a negative situation, from people that don't give a fuck about him, despite the fact that it was his family. He was like, you know what? The best thing for me to do is to get away from y'all. You don't like me, I don't like you, let's just get away. I'm gonna live my life the way I want to. You go ahead and do your thing. So I have so much respect for Sanji. I really feel like this character gave a lot of development to him, and it really gave a lot of background history, and it really just made me think about Sanji in a whole new light. As far as his father and his family, they're evil, they don't give a fuck about anybody. One thing I will add that I'm kind of interested in is, his father mentioned that he gave him some training around swords. So I'm kind of curious to know, is Sanji a good swordsman? That would be pretty interesting. Can you imagine a sword fight between Sanji and Zoro? That would be interesting. Now that I look back on it and think about episodes where like Sanji was cooking things, like chopping up zucchini and vegetables and stuff like that, he's really skilled at cutting things like with precision and really fast. So I wonder if that has anything to do with his father's training. One final thing I want to mention that I thought was kind of weird is, anybody get the feeling that Sanji's sister kind of has like a crush on him, or kind of has the hots on him? I just got to get that weird feeling, like that weird Game of Thrones type feeling with the Lannisters. But those are just my thoughts. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, and all those social media websites. I got more content coming up. Leave a comment below what you think about the chapter. Did you like it? So much more stuff is coming to the channel, guys, so just make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But that's pretty much it. I enjoyed this chapter, 10 out of 10. Enjoyed the fight, but disappointed by his father's fighting abilities. I feel like he should have relied more on Haki. If he hasn't, I would have liked to see more of his Haki and more one-on-one, just fighting out, just straight hockey or whatever skills they have, but his father relied heavily on gadgets, so I was kind of disappointed by that. But great chapter overall. That's pretty much it, guys. See you later. See you next time. Have a great day. Have a great week. See ya.